Good night, everyone. Welcome. All right, good night, good night. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the 6th episode of Mind Matters, where we will be discussing matters of the mind because the mind matters. I am Alta Marie Elvis, and I want to thank you so much for joining me on this mindset journey. We've all heard the quote, hard work pays off. It does. But whether you achieve success in your life or in your work is largely it all comes down basically to your attitude. Your talent can determine what you can do. Your motivation determines how much you're willing to do, but your attitude determines how well you will do. And that is a quote from Lou Holtz. Your education, your financial status, your position, power, your last name, who you know, your intelligence, your ability, and even your hard work will not determine your success, because success is not a destination. Success is a journey, and you have to have the right attitude and the right mindset to continue on your journey to success. You know, we see a lot of times where persons are given the same opportunity but get different results. Persons have the same degree but have different levels of success. Persons are in the same job, but yet one complains about the job and the other one does not have any issues. So you have optimistic persons and you have pessimistic persons. Your persons are, you know, your attitude is a choice. You know, persons have been introduced, as I said, to the same opportunities, but some see it as, oh, too much risk, others see it as just enough risk, others see it as, okay, well, you know, let's go right ahead with that. You know, so persons see the value in different things because of their attitude. Your attitude, when your attitude outdistances your ability, even the impossible becomes possible. Your attitude is a choice. So you have to check your attitude. Whatever attitude you have, that's a choice that you make. It is not something that you were born with. It is not something that is created by your circumstance. It is not something that is created by your limitations. It is something that you choose to do. Sounds harsh, but that's the reality. It is your choice. A lot of persons blame their attitude on different things. They may think that it is out of their control, and because life dealt them a dirty hand, then this is the reason they have the attitude that they have. Persons blame their attitude on their circumstances, but guess what? You can't control you can't always control what life throws at you, but you can always control the way you react to it. Persons also blame their attitude on their upbringing. I went through abuse. I grew up poor. This person grew up with a silver spoon in their mouth, and this is the reason why they can achieve this. But I went through so much, and this is the reason I have the attitude. Or I'm going through so much, and this is the reason why. My parents were like this, and this is the reason I have the attitude that I have. The past is in the past. Leave it there. Learn from it and leave it there. Every mistake that you made, every trial that you've been through, everything that has happened in your life, learn from it and leave it in the past. Work on your present and plan for a better future. Other persons blame their attitude on their limitations. Oh, I don't have this, I don't have that, I lack the talent, I don't have sufficient money, my money is limited, or I wasn't given the opportunity that everybody else was given. They use all of these limitations to say this is the reason why they have the attitude that they have. I did not grow up rich. I'm still not rich, hoping to get there one day. But I grew up, I wouldn't even say middle class. There were days that there were times that I only had one pair of shoes to wear to school and church. Um, I have been a widow. I was a widow when I was 20, but yet there's hardly a time that you see me without a smile on my face. I have been through a lot, but my smile still remains because I believe that my attitude, and you should believe that your attitude takes you a whole lot, takes you very far. When you look at your circumstances and you look at your limitations as something to be depressed about, then it becomes that. It becomes depressing. But when you look at them as something that you can learn from, God allows us to things to happen in our lives for a reason. He allows us to go through things for us to grow. And that is how I look at life. That is how I look at everything that has been that has come my way. It hasn't been easy. And yes, there are times, I'm not saying that I don't cry, and I'm not saying that I don't um that things don't bother me. But at the end of the day, the attitude that you have determines how quickly you get through things, and it determines the outcome of what it is that you're going through. Persons also blame their limitations on others. You know, we tend to worry about what persons have to say, what persons think, what how this one is going to feel, how this one is going to react, whether or not somebody is going to approve of what it is that we're doing. What persons think, it does not matter unless they're contributing to your life positively. All right, you have to be able to think for yourself, and you have to be able to realize that the attitude that you have towards life, it should not be determined by someone else. It should be something internal that comes from you. And it's difficult to have a positive attitude without the right connections. And when I say the right connection, I mean the right connection with Christ. Because when you realize that God is in control of your life, then you realize that what persons say and the circumstances that you're going through, they're insignificant. And when I say insignificant, I'm not downplaying anything that anybody has gone through. But what I'm saying is when you realize that the person who is in control of your life is far bigger than anything that you can go through, then you become more positive. The Bible says in James chapter 1, verses 2 and 3, that we're supposed to count it all joy when we fall into various trials, because the testing of your faith brings perseverance. And perseverance is something that we're going to talk about in another episode, going through and having patience. You are in control of your attitude. It is a choice. Check your attitude. Nobody's in control of it but you. Just going to tell you a quick story about Les Brown. And majority of us know Les Brown. Les Brown is a motivational speaker, somebody who is world renowned, somebody who, you know, almost everybody knows in every household. But he didn't start off that way. He was dealt a hand that many of us would look at as a bad hand. He went through a lot. When he was born, he and his twin brother, they were adopted, right? And they grew up poor. They didn't grow up with a lot. So the mom who adopted them, she adopted them because she wanted to take care of them. Now, as he grew up, he was hyperactive. So because he was hyperactive, he was placed in special needs class. When he grew up, he knew he wanted to be a disc jockey, a DJ. And not because he wanted to get rich per se, but because he wanted to give a better life and a better house to his mom. So he had a why. He had a reason for wanting to do what he was doing, what he wanted to do. So one day he decided to go to the local radio station and ask for a job. When he went there, they asked him, "Do you have an experience?" He said no. He left, but he did not give up. That did not deter him from trying to achieve his goal because he had the right attitude. He went back every day for that week until the owner got tired of him and said, "Okay, fine, I'll give you a job." He got a job as an errand boy, working for free, no pay. But yet he did that with pride because he had the right attitude. He had the right mindset. He knew where he wanted to go. He knew where he wanted his success journey to take him. And so he did that. And he did that for years. And as he did that, the DJs there grew to like him. And they started to give him their cars to go and pick up the celebrities. So now he's meeting celebrities, still not getting paid. But he's doing this with pride because he had the right attitude. A lot of us believe that because things aren't going exactly how we want them to go, that we give up and we become sour and we become depressed and we turn away from the goals that we have. Everything in life does not come easy. You have to be patient with yourself and you have to trust the process. So he went back. He was doing that now. Now, there was one particular day when the DJ who was on air was drinking, and he drank himself to the point where he was drunk and he couldn't do the show any longer. So the owner called and said, "Les, he can't go in. He can't continue on the show." Les said, "Yes, I know." So he told Les, "Go ahead, call another DJ, see if somebody can come in and fill in for him." Les knew that this was his opportunity to get what it is that he wanted, to be what it is that he wanted. So he took that opportunity. About 15 to 20 minutes later, he called back and he said, "I couldn't find anyone." So the owner said, "Go ahead. Do you know how to work the controls?" Yes. He knew how to do that because he was watching. He was paying attention. He was learning from what the DJs were doing while he was there, even though he was just an errand boy. He went in and he did that show, and the rest is history. Your attitude will determine your altitude. Your attitude will determine how you reach how your journey is on your road to success. Will it be a pleasant one? Will it be one that is depressing? Will it be an optimistic one? Will it be one where you look at the glass as always half empty? Your attitude is your choice. Remember that. Whether you push through your pain and your hurt, whether you're optimistic, whether you push through your limitations and you use your limitations to help you to grow, that's up to you. Adjusting your attitude is all up to you. And with that, we are done with this week's Mind Matters. Next week, we'll continue talking about checking our attitude because it is an important component of our journey to success. Through success. All right, so next week, we'll continue talking about our attitude and how we can adjust our attitude to ensure that we reach where we want to reach on this journey. Thank you so much for viewing. I'll see you on our next episode as we continue on this mindset journey. Enjoy your week and may God continue to bless each and every one of you and your families. Remember, check your attitude. Change your mindset, change your lives. What's on your mind?